This is Tom Fox. I'd like to welcome you to the newest addition to the Compliance Podcast Network, the Compliance Tip of the Day. This is the podcast where you bring you daily insights and practical advice on navigating the ever-evolving landscape of compliance requirements. Whether you're a seasoned compliance professional or just starting your journey, my aim in this podcast is to provide you with a bite-sized, actionable tip to help you stay on top of your compliance game. Join us as we explore the latest trends from the Department of Justice, share some best practices, demystify complex compliance issues to help keep your organization doing business ethically and in compliance, and at the end of the day, more profitably. Tune in daily for your dose of compliance wisdom. Let's make compliance a little less daunting, one tip at a time. Now a word from the sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, Ethico.
In compliance, the value of anonymous reporting is undeniable. But with Ethico, anonymity doesn't mean a loss of connection. Our blinded, two-way communication fosters an environment of trust and confidentiality, encouraging open and honest dialogue. It's not just about receiving reports. It's about understanding the story behind each one, creating a culture of integrity and respect. Transform your approach to anonymous reporting with Ethico. Begin your journey at ethico.com/CPN, where you can book a demo, access an exclusive white paper by Tom Fox titled The ROI of Compliance, and utilize our free ROI calculator.
Today we look at the always knotty problem of who to suspend and when to suspend them during an investigation. One route to take is that proposed by Jones Day during the Volkswagen emission cheating scandal, when the law firm advocated suspending or firing everyone who was involved in the scam, from high decision level makers to ordinary engineers, to prevent possible perpetrators from tampering with evidence. If that's your concern, you may have to go that route. But it does bring up other problems, which is if you've suspended or fired someone, they may be very less inclined to cooperate with you going forward, and that can be a very big problem. When you, Mara Sen, who we talked about in cross-border investigations, said this is a very case-by-case difficult question, but in general, I think it's better to keep them around for as long as you may need them. Once you fired or otherwise disciplined them, even if you keep them around, they're going to be less cooperative with you, and if you fire them, not cooperative at all. Now, this bumps into a direct conflict with the Department of Justice around the term deconfliction. What is deconfliction? Well, it is cooperation to gain benefits of the Department of Justice's corporate enforcement program, where the DOJ may want you to interview certain employees or keep them around so that you can interview them, or the DOJ can interview them, but that may bump directly into your concern about documents, witness tampering, or others. And clearly the DOJ can have a broader remit or be involved in other investigations you may not be aware of. And if it's pushed to the limit, deconfliction could stop a company from engaging in a root cause analysis or even an internal investigation. I think the better approach is to follow what Mara says, is try to keep them around as long as you can, even if you have to suspend them with pay during an investigation. Obviously, clawbacks and holdbacks can be a part of your discipline, but you've got to get the facts in your internal investigation before you make any drastic decisions around remedial actions, punishment, penalties, or any other actions against those who may have been involved or knew about the conduct. As you know, this month's sponsor of the Compliance Podcast Network, including this podcast, is Ethico. Have you ever wondered about the ROI of your compliance program, or had concerns with presenting budget proposals to your CFO? Well, I partnered with Ethico to write a white paper on the ROI of compliance and how you can think through compliance as an investment strategy. Ethico has put together a ROI calculator for you. Check them out on the website. This is Tom Fox again. This new podcast, Compliance Tip of the Day, will appear daily. And frankly, it's one of the most requested topics for a podcast that I get on a regular basis. It's going to be short and sweet with one tip with some takeaways that you can utilize to implement into your compliance program. If you've got a question that you would like a tip on, please submit them through our website, and we will use them in an upcoming episode. The compliance tip of the day is a production of the award-winning Compliance Podcast Network.